Good day, everybody. It's Dr. A back in the garden, talking about some of my favorite plants. There are so many favorite plants. Often I'm asked, what plant really turns you on? And I essentially answer the one I'm looking at right now. But there are plants that when my daughters ask me or friends ask me what they should plant, I ask a few questions about sunshade, etc., etc. But I always come back to some of these favorite, really tough but beautiful plants that almost anybody can have in their garden. Plants that I can recommend to anybody who is looking for a little success, and plants that do well in most gardens in most parts of the country. But of course we know that we can kill anything if we try hard enough, me included, by the way. The plant I want to share with you today is one of my favorite vines. And vines are an integral part of my garden. As my garden is small, I don't have a lot of room for anything or everything. And so I also use that vertical element of using plants that can climb through trees, shrubs, or occasionally on a trellis. And the vine I want to talk about today is probably the most popular of the perennial vines, known as Clematis or Clematis. And again, a plant that can be found almost in any garden center, any place that sells plants, and of course online, specialist nurseries have Clematis in all sorts of spectacular colors, shapes, and sizes. But Clematis itself is a vine, so that's the first thing we understand. I mean, there are some, I'm not going to talk about those at this point in time, that are essentially perennial shrub-like forms, but let's talk about the vine. And the reason I like it is that it can be planted almost anywhere, not deep shade, but it does tolerate some more shade than most people think. It, of course, can be planted in full sun, but try to put a little afternoon shade on it if you can. And do for sure mulch your soil to keep the roots a little cooler. They tolerate almost anything, but hot soils in the summertime do tend to not treat it very well. The reason I like Clematis, of course, is the number of flowers that are produced on all the stems that come up from the root. And the flowers can be bell-shaped, they can be saucer-shaped, they can be white, blues, purples, all sorts of colors. And the reason it's so easy to grow is that you can put it through all the shrubs you have in your garden. I have shrubs like deutzia, I have shrubs like flowering almond, I have trees like Japanese maples, and all of these support a clematis growing through them. You don't even see them until they actually start flowering. There are a ton of beautiful choices, and well, there's no sense in talking about all the ones I love right now, but look at clematis, and you'll find that there is a clematis for every garden. Just don't worry about having to build a trellis. Don't worry about having to stick it up a wall. The clematis are self-supporting. So if you put them through things like shrubs, or in my case, azaleas or whatever, they are going to do just fine, thank you. They are going to give you that extra flowering punch from that shrub, which perhaps had already flowered out, and then you look at it again and it's got these gorgeous clematis flowers all over it. Oh, and as an aside, this is a plant that people are always arguing about how to pronounce it. Who gives a flip? Pronounce it Clematis, Clematis, or any way you'd like. Get the syllables in the right order and fire away. If you have to know someone, if you have to work with someone that really gives you a hard time on how you pronounce a plant name, well, find someone else to play with. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you down the garden path, and we shall talk about another great plant in the very near future. Thank you for listening. For more information and more stories, go to my website, www.alanarmitage.net. If you go to the bookstore, you will see one of my most popular books, Naked Ladies and Forget-Me-Nots, How Plants Get Their Common Names, and another wonderfully popular book is Legends in the Garden. Who in the world is Nellie Stevens? These and other books on the website I think you will enjoy, and I hope you have a chance to take a look at them. Once again, thank you for listening, and I look forward to sharing another story with you next week.